For the record, my name is Jonathan Jones. It's my pleasure and my privilege to be your host and moderator for this afternoon. We're excited to have you here with us. We have quite a number of folks that are joining us now, many more that are on the way. These are all folks who, like you, believe that there has to be another way, that there has to be a better way, a way that we can do something about our health and our well-being. So they've joined us here today. But welcome for those of you who are on YouTube with us right now. We really do appreciate your being here. We don't always get to acknowledge our audience on YouTube, but rest assured, folks, we appreciate you. We know that you're there. And we hope that you will go ahead and feel free to invite others, send a link out to other folks so that they also can get access to Dr. Prasad's amazing, amazing formulas. So let's get ourselves started. I didn't decide that glaucoma was a National Awareness Month. I just did a search and said, what is the National Awareness Month for January? And the search engines came back and said glaucoma. And later this month, we're going to be talking about the thyroid, because those two were indicated as national awareness conditions for the month of January. But it doesn't matter. I don't care what it is. It could be, it doesn't matter what the health issue is. As far as the awareness month is concerned, we know that micronutrients can make a difference. But today we're going to be specifically exploring the role that micronutrition can play in this condition, glaucoma, as well as vision support. And we're very fortunate to have Dr. Prasad with us, who can help us to navigate the complexities of this condition and the intricacies of the interplay between micronutrients and other things that he has discovered that has a huge impact on vision. So before we get started, though, please know that by law, we have to make sure that you understand that this is not a doctor conference, as in suddenly this becomes a doctor-patient relationship and this is a substitute for your visit to a doctor. That's not what this is at all. By the way, I'm not a doctor. I do research, and I'm happy to pass on what I've learned, and I'm happy to bring to the table someone who is eminently more qualified than I am to say anything on the subject. But please be aware that the FDA has not evaluated these statements. Testimonials that you're going to hear are purely anecdotal. Results are atypical. What happens to one person may or may not happen to you. Neither the Healthcare Support Association of America, which is a 501c3 that I'm the research director for, Engage Global, I'm a health advocate for them, legacy health advocate for Engage Global, and Dr. Prasad, my name is Jonathan Jones, or any other authorized representative, host, or co-host are making any claims that any supplements recommended will treat or cure any disease state. This presentation is for information and educational purposes only. It's not intended to be a substitute for a visit to your doctor. We strongly recommend that you seek the competent medical advice of professionals that you trust, especially when it comes to making decisions about your health and well-being. But I guarantee you that the information that you're hearing can be taken into consideration when you're making a decision about the treatment steps that you're going to be taking. So before we bring Dr. Prasad up, let's give a little bit of information about glaucoma. Glaucoma, Dr. Prasad is going to clarify a lot of this for us once we get to that portion of it, but it's a group of eye conditions that damage the optic nerve. And the bullet points here just kind of really spell it out. It's often caused by an increase in intraocular pressure, can lead to vision loss if untreated. The key to it, according to conventional sources, is early detection and management. Those are the best treatment options. And of course, there are other conventional options that are presented. But the blindness can result as a result of glaucoma. As far as the prevalence is concerned, this is some of the most current statistics that I could find. 4.2 million people, approximately, these are adults 18 and older, are right now living with glaucoma. About 1.49 million people have vision affecting glaucoma. So they have difficulty of some level of vision impairment as a result of having glaucoma. And again, you can check these statistics yourself. as far as age relation, the impact of age on the condition, 2.56% among of the individuals age 40 and older are dealing with this condition. It goes higher as you get older. So it does affect those who are older more than it does those who are younger. There are some disparities with regard to racial and ethnicities, and you can kind of see that spelled out right here when it comes to Blacks, non-Blacks, Hispanics, whites, and so forth. So whatever category you or I are in, it is a matter that we need to be concerned about. Now, this screen really just sort of lays the foundation as to where we're about to go with this. Because I just did a general request, submitted a general question to an AI bot and said, how important are micronutrients when it comes to eye health? And this is what it said. It said, antioxidants reduce oxidative stress, a key factor in glaucoma. Essential nutrients like vitamin C, vitamin E, zinc, and selenium support eye health. It also said the micronutrients protect the optic nerve and maintain vision, a complement conventional glaucoma treatments. And personally, I agree with that. But again, I'm not the one that has the opinion that matters on this. I am very well aware that every statement that's made right there can be measured against the formula that this man has produced. Every statement that was made there can be measured against the formulas that this man has put together. This is Dr. Kedar Prasad. He's the man behind the science and the research. He's the godfather of micronutrients. He's forgotten more about micronutrients than most of us know. Among his many accolades is the fact that he's the world's first radiation biology PhD. His formulas, his products that he's formulated have been awarded some 10 US patents. So no one is pursuing patents to the degree that this man, no one's micronutrients are being researched and scrutinized and have undergone the level of testing that this man's micronutrients have. And that goes back decades. So the US Congress awarded millions of dollars to get behind Dr. Prasad because he was the one who stepped forward to answer the question when the government wanted to provide nutritional supplements with the foundation of micronutrients for soldiers on the battlefield. He's the one who said, I can do that. And he did it. And many individuals benefited from it. It was just, 10, 12 years ago that it became available for civilian use. The formulas inside his head became available for the rest of us. So we all, average people now, have access to that tremendous amount of research and the millions of dollars that was spent in putting that formula together. But Dr. Prasad didn't rest on his laurels. He took it to yet another level. And you'll learn about that as we progress into our discussion. He was also professor. He was a professor at the University of Colorado School of Medicine for some 30 years. So he understands what micronutrients are. He also taught the people who need to understand it the most, the doctors, the people who today maybe even some of them may even be treating you. He was also former president of the International Society of Cancer and Nutrition, a member of the Royal Society of Medicine, London, UK. He was invited to be a member of the Nobel Peace Prize nominating committee for candidates in medicine. Dr. Prasad has authored or co-authored some 33 books. I think we're looking at 35 or 36 at this point, and he's been published more than 250 times. I think the number is close to the 300 now. There's at least 450 references to Dr. Prasad and his work in PubMed. So it is my privilege and my honor to be able to invite into our discussion right now Dr. Kedar Prasad. Dr. Prasad, thank you so much, sir, for joining us in our discussion. We certainly appreciate everything that you bring to the table and have to offer to help us to appreciate the value of doing something for ourselves and our health. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Jonathan. I always enjoy on Sunday to be with you and engage family, and anything I can do to help on this issue, I'm always willing to do that.
Well, I tell you what, half the time, just your presence, it makes a huge difference, a huge impact for us, because As much as folks like to hear some of the references and some of the statistics and some of the things that lead into this, it's what you have to say that really makes all the difference in the world for us. So maybe you could just tell us, just for validation perspective, the information presented at the beginning there, was that fairly accurate? Can we say that glaucoma really is as big of a problem as it sounded like there?
Yes, it is. What you presented is correct. But the question is, it is a chronic disease. And what happens in glaucoma, that our eyes have a drainage system, so excess of fluid drains out. But when they get blocked by whatever mechanism, then they accumulate and put a pressure, and that pressure causes damage to the optic nerve, and that can lead to a blindness if you don't do anything about it. So the question is that why this buildup occurs to start with? What are the causes? As I said, that in all our efforts, we always address the causes of that. And then you say, okay, if I know the causes, what we can do to relieve that point. So if you look, I was looking some literatures and found out that the increase, like you mentioned, increased free radicals or oxidative stress, as you know, this is mostly present in a common. Until you have a genetic factor, it is mostly present in older people, 50 years or older. But if you have genetic component, then you can start at earlier age when you are young. But the symptoms are same. The eye pressure, if doctor measures, is very high, like 20, 22 pressure. And that can lead to blindness. And so the question, so free radicals, and as you know, when we have free radicals, they induce inflammation. So these two are the major culprit that damages the drainage system. So now they can't drain the liquid and build up the pressure. So that's one place that causes this thing. Second place, which is equally important.
Oxidative stress, and folks sometimes lose out. So, pardon me, please.
Sure.
Some folks sometimes miss out on the fact that this oxidative stress and free radicals is that serious. It's not just a matter of feeling bad. It's not just a matter of something on the skin.
No.
Free radicals can do serious damage to the eyes and contribute to this problem.
And as you know, that older people, if they don't do anything for prevention, they always have a very high oxidative stress because as your old cell changes, and there are multiple mechanisms by which oxidative stress occurs, even though you don't have a disease, just an old person. And and that contributes to this kind of thing, not only other illness, but also the glaucoma. And so then he said, okay, how I can do to reduce the glaucoma? Well, micro daily EMF, we have tested it. It reduces oxidative stress and inflammation. So that's one thing. And some of the individual micronutrient that you mentioned has been effective in some cases, but you require multiple antioxidant for a variety of reasons because if you have one or two antioxidants, they can't accumulate in sufficient amount in your eyes. And this is very important to remember, the retina portion of the eye, which is like a lens of a camera, they have a highly oxygenated presence. In other words, a lot of oxygen is present in that environment. And that means it is potential to produce a lot of free radicals as well. And so anytime you have oxygen, a lot of present, you produce a lot of free radicals. And so the question is that how to protect that. And micronutrient is one way to do it. But then you say that, the micronutrient that we have, they may not be as effective, sufficient amount to protect optimal way against glaucoma. Because eye has a protection, microdaily, eye has a protection.
But Dr. Prasad,
yeah.
Tell us a little bit more specifically, because I know that there were a lot of folks long before you produced any additional formulas that benefited from microdaily. Could you give us an idea as to how and why microdaily can have a positive impact on the eyes?
Because it has a micronutrient and it will accumulate, especially antioxidant component of the micronutrient, including selenium, and they accumulate in the eye. and therefore any oxidative stress it can protect. But it may not protect optimally. Why? Because some of the micronutrient is essential, but I need much more what they already have it. For example, for protection of the eye, nature has provided it two pigment, lutein and zeaxanthin. Both are antioxidant, and they accumulate in the eye more than vitamin A, C, and E. They accumulate, they need it there, so it is absolutely essential. But in addition to that, the eye has their own, also have additional protection devices called lutein and zeaxanthin. So since I was developing this micro daily, so micro daily, as you know, it evolved from the micro daily, which was the original formula, and the reason it evolved to that point today, because we also at the same time want to protect it against the EMF radiation, which is emitted from your cell phone, computer, and Wi-Fi, and so on. And so original for eye purposes, original formula is also good if you prefer that. And so that's one thing. But I thought that it is not sufficient. It is okay to protect certain amount because it does not accumulate as much eye needs to protect against glaucoma or some other kind of eye diseases. And so I looked into that, what kind of antioxidant naturally eye has it. And they had, as I said, lutein, which is isolated from marigold flower, by the way, is very rich. And that's why the marigold flower stay in a sun for a long, long time than any other flower,
Oh,
because
wow.
this is loaded with lutein. And some company, a smart company, isolated and so on and so forth. But and so another, so this is, but I have mostly lutein, but also have another pigment, zeaxanthin, and these are also very strong antioxidant. So I get protected not from the A, B, C that we have in our formulation, but it have additional protect because they are located in the right place to protect each component of the eye structure. And then, so I was thinking that how I can improve more. Is there any way I can improve better than what is available? And all the clinical study that in the marketplace for eye boost, eye formula was, they always had a lutein and zeaxanthin, and they will add some other vitamin C, vitamin E like that formulation.
Mm-hmm.
So they were clinical trial, and it has some benefit, no question about it. And so, but I want to have maximum benefit. And so looking, then I found out that eagles, eagle bird, they
Yes.
see their prey from way in the sky to the ground and pick up and eat. So it occurred to my mind saying, what is in their eye that they can see that far? And we can't see that far. Then found out they have additional um, antioxidant called astaxanthin. So I said, well, that's the reason. So the human has two pigment, but the eagle has a three pigment. So then I said, maybe that's why they see better. But I found out, is that astaxanthin is toxic or anything? No, it is not only not toxic at all, it is just like a lutein and zeaxanthin, but also it accumulates in the retina part of the eye, which is very oxygenated in a
Wow.
highest amount. No other antioxidant that we have, even lutein or zeaxanthin, is not enough there to protect your. But so we said, okay, then I can provide astaxanthin. If it's a non-toxic and it accumulates much higher level in a retina portion of the eye, which is very sensitive to free radical damage and causes all kind of a problem with the drainage of the liquid and then build up the pressure. And so our formulation has a lutein, zeaxanthin, and astaxanthin. So this is very important from the free radical point of view to protect against glaucoma. Here is the eye boost. You can see that it has a three And so I think and many people who are taking it claims that this is very good, including my own wife and my son. My son has a genetic component because my wife has it, and so and she has also genetics. So in any way, their eye pressure and she was getting some kind of a eye drop from the doctor, and was not getting too much down. And so once you started taking eye boost, and in both cases, now the pressure come down to 14, 15 like that, which is the normal range. So it has
Wow.
been very effective. At least I can give you two examples of my own family. And I never have that problem. So, but still I take it every day just to make sure it doesn't develop a such problem. And so this is that's why iBoost is very good. So in combination with the micro daily or micro daily EMF, you must take the iBoost as well. Now
So,
the
Dr.
second most
Prasad,
important, yes,
this before you move on to give us a little bit more, this astaxanthin, most of us have never heard of lutein and zeaxanthin to begin with. So just to be clear,
yeah,
most of us have no idea that these are antioxidants in our eyes. So thank you very much for making that clear for us, no pun intended. But you're saying that our eyes can literally benefit from that particular astaxanthin that's in the eagle's eyes. It actually accumulates in our eyes and makes our vision potentially can improve how it operates.
yes, because it will protect against oxidation. The area of retina is well protected because even antioxidant, vitamin A, C, E, or even their own antioxidant, zeaxanthin and lutein, is not sufficient amount to protect 100% protection. But astaxanthin, since they accumulate much higher, several hundred times more than any other antioxidant in the retina part of the eye, which is very sensitive to free radical, and that's why it is so powerful.
That's pretty amazing, Dr. Prasad. I do have one testimonial
Mhm.
where Liz Henry shared this with us. When I went back to look at my archives to see if anyone
Sure.
said that they had any benefits from Micro Daily or iBoost
Mhm.
with serious vision problems.
Yeah,
And one popped up, Dr. So I was surprised. I said, okay, I've got to just share this because folks may want to hear this. So
sure.
before you tell us the rest of it, let me just see if
Yeah,
I can get this to play real quick, okay? Go
sure.
ahead.
Sure.
Had a really good experience. My niece lives in Buffalo, New York. She had what they called a stroke in her eye.
Oh,
This has been about 7 months ago. It has to do with the retinal damage to the nerve. A really good experience. My niece lives in Buffalo, New York. She had what they called a stroke in her eye.
oh,
This has been about 7 months ago. It has to do with the retinal damage to the nerve. And she was told that she was going to go blind. They gave her injections. I don't know what the injections were, but they gave her injections for 7 months. And every time she went back, there was no improvement. Well, she heard about Micro Daily. Her mom, my sister, was taking it, and she decided to look into it. She asked me to give her a subscription for the iBoost. I did that. So she's been taking it maybe 2 months now, maybe a month and a half. She went back to her doctor, her eye doctor, just the other day, and he told her, I don't know what you're doing. It's not just stabilizing, it's actually improving. So she asked, the question was, do you think the eye boost will help my eyes? Do you think it will make me not go blind? And I said, well, we can't say what it will do, but we can say that it's worth a try.
Yeah.
So she called me to tell me that.
Yes.
And she's only taking, I think she's taking a little bit of Micro Daily because she's borrowing it from mom, but the eye boost has really helped her.
wow.
Yeah.
That is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I know.
Um, It's always exciting to hear when anyone has a dramatic response like that. Wow. So for 7 months, she was making no progress whatsoever. And now suddenly,
He would have been happy just to know that it was stabilizing, that it was not any worse. He says not only has it stabilized, it's actually improved.
How many eye boosts was she taking?
I really can't say for certain, but I did tell her to follow the instructions in the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure she was taking at least one twice a day.
wow.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
So Dr. Prasad,
Yeah.
she's not sure what the condition was, but this her niece was getting injections in her eyes. And she added your formula, Micro Daily and the eye boost specifically.
Yeah.
And the eye doctor said it's not only stabilized, not just he would have
Amazing.
been stabilizing, but
You,
the eyes
I mean, theoretically, I expected that, but when you hear the reality, then I said, oh, yeah, it works. But further improvement can be made in that one, further.
Mm-hmm.
So this is all the astaxanthin, all this information. There is another place which plays a central part in the initiation and progression of glaucoma. One is, guess what? You can almost guess it. Intestinal dysbiosis
In the gut.
in the gut. This has been shown by many. I was looking once I heard your program, glaucoma. I went over some literature on this issue because I was not very well informed. I knew general picture, but detail I didn't know that. And so intestinal dysbiosis participates. It is not just there and does something, it participates in the progression. And the reason is because it produces a lot of inflammatory molecules, which are very damaging to all parts of your body, organs. But anyway, in this case, it is also true. In intestinal dysbiosis, almost any disease is there, they participated. And so the question is that then how you do it, how you reverse the intestinal dysbiosis so that now you have a more beneficial bacteria than harmful bacteria. And one and only way is probiotics with prebiotics. It's very important. Without prebiotics, sometimes people just sell probiotics. No, if you don't have prebiotics, prebiotics is only the fiber there. And fiber is needed for good beneficial bacteria to ferment it and produce a lot of beneficial compound for your body. And so I think it is very important that you take care of the intestinal dysbiosis issue. And so that's one thing. Then I saw another literature saying that people who were older people who were taking omega-3 fatty acids, they have a reduced risk of developing the glaucoma. And so, I mean, it is expected because glaucoma is also a lot of membranous structure there. And omega-3 is a fatty acid and required for membrane, makes the membrane very healthy. So I'm not surprised at omega-3. But when you think of glaucoma, you don't think any omega-3 can have any role. But if you look carefully, that, eye has a lot of membranous structure. And membranous structure all needed fatty acid like omega-3, like brain, And so in brain, 40% of the fatty acid is omega-3, DHA. And so I'm sure that, so if you have and they also, omega-3 also have by different mechanism of antioxidant and anti-inflammation activity, not as powerful as zeaxanthin or astaxanthin, but it has some effect on it. So a combination of these things approach is very important. And then it comes to a last question in my mind was, what about collagen peptides? Suddenly we found out that many structure of the eye requires collagen for maintaining their function. Because if you lose collagen, you can lose from all over the place, brain, eye, and therefore people who were taking a collagen peptide, they have reduced risk of, and also if they have already the glaucoma. And another good thing that, Jonathan, you mentioned, that none of the components that we are suggesting it for prevention and improved treatment of glaucoma has any interaction, bad interaction, adverse interaction with any medication that your doctor is recommending it. Like my wife was taking she has a genetic component and taking the eye drop. But that she was taking these things. Eye drop was not sufficient because it was not decreasing their high blood pressure, but at least it was preventing it not going any worse. But when she started taking a eye boost, then the pressure came down because
Wow.
it protected. Yeah, it will protect it. And so these are all core four. And plus also I said that, digestive enzyme, because if you are older and as you grow older, your body capacity to produce digestive enzyme decreases. This is law of nature. You can't change it. And so you have to supplement it by digestive enzyme. But if you are younger, say in 40, you don't need digestive enzyme until you eat a lot of food in one day. But otherwise, normally you don't. But if you are in a 50 and over, then your body is going to produce less enzyme, and then you can't digest fully protein, carbohydrate. That can cause bloating, constipations, and these kind of things. That's
Yeah,
not good for your health. So
that's right.
combination of these core four plus digestive enzyme, I always say
My
that.
goodness. Dr. Prasad, this is just remarkable. Just so that folks can have a visual.
Yeah, probiotics, you can see here probiotic. And this probiotics is unique because if you just added a standard that you get in a yogurt bacteria, beneficial bacteria with bifido and bacillus, lactobacillus strain, then when they go to their stomach, 60-70% are destroyed in acid. They are very acid sensitive. Then they go to the intestine where you have another bile acid, so you further damage those things. So I said, well, that's not enough. So I said, I have to find out something that is acid resistant so they don't get destroyed when they go to stomach or intestine. And I found two. One was called Bacillus coagulan. Bacillus coagulan is the only beneficial bacteria approved by the FDA to be given to infant formula because intestine is sterile and there's a high risk of bad bacteria forming a colony there. So to prevent that, they added. So I looked at what is Bacillus coagulan. Well, it is also present normally in your body. It is one of the bacteria. Then I said, is there any other one? And people have tried Bacillus alone, Bacillus coagulan alone, not with the other mixture that we have. That is very important but just alone in an intestinal inflammatory bowel syndrome. And they produce, it is some improvement, but not optimal improvement, some improvement. And so I said, let me look it. So they found, this is derived from the yeast, Saccharomyces boulardii. This is another one which are heat, not only acid resistance, but also heat. So during manufacturing process, they don't get destroyed. So that's why our formula is unique because not only you have a classical beneficial bacteria, but we have two additional bacteria that are very acid resistant.
Wow.
So that's why it is so.
This is pretty impressive, Dr. Prasad. Let me just tell our audience a little bit about how they can get this stuff. We got some more testimonies we want to share with you in just a moment also. Okay?
Sure. Yeah.
So listen, folks, for those of you who are here for the first time, Engage Global bundles these two things together so you can get them on subscription. So just remember that, folks. So talk to the person who invited you here and they'll guide you on this. So you want, at the very least, this as a basic bundle. Now, In addition to that, if you call customer service, they'll add in the iBoost and will give you a 10% discount on it. So whatever the cost of the iBoost is, they'll give you a 10% discount on that. And then same thing with the omega-3 daily. Well, there's different bundles. Dr. Prasad talked about this one. This is another bundle that you'll go with, as well as the collagen daily. So all of that basically is right there in the Dr. Prasad Core 4. So look at the top level there, and you'll see the Core 4. So those are all the items Dr. Prasad mentioned, with the exception of the iBoost. And that's where Engage Global will let you add on the iBoost for just additional with a $15 discount, $10 discount. So you can add on the iBoost, and you can also add on the digestive boost that Dr. Prasad mentioned. And instead of $10 discount, they'll give you $15 discount on both of them. So you talk to the person who invited you, and they will they'll help to guide you along the way with that. So this is definitely the way you want to go when it comes to this particular bundle. And again, just add on the 2 additional things Dr. Prasad mentioned. That's the iBoost, which is really the whole feature component here of this entire discussion, is the iBoost. But in addition to that, the digestive boost. Okay, so those things will further help when it comes to this particular issue. So this entire bundle and those 2 extra things will make a huge difference for you. So again, just talk to the person who invited you to this presentation, and they'll guide you on that. So, Dr. Prasad, let's take a couple of these testimonials. First of all, Dr.
Testimonial, and also if somebody have, before the time is over, somebody has any question, I will be glad to try to answer it.
Yeah, we're going to get to that too. But Dr. Court has a comment that he would.
Sure.
Is that Russ Court? Is that who that is, Dr. Court? Is that you?
He was here.
It's not him. It's someone else. I think maybe it's iPhone Russ. Who is iPhone Russ? I don't know who you are, so I can't call you by name, please. Okay. Go ahead, Karen. Karen Jenkins has a testimonial that she'd like to share with us, Dr. Prasad.
Sure.
Sorry, guys. I was trying to juggle gloves and walking in the beautiful snow today.
Oh, that is you.
It is me. Hey,
Okay.
I'm going to lose my phone here in just a second. It's been a long walk. But anyhow, I just wanted to say thank you, Dr. Prasad. You're amazing. I love you. Appreciate you so much. Since I was on the Omega, you mentioned the Omega. When I started taking the Omega, I think it was my 3rd dose, I started to see a clearing and a cataract in my left eye. And you might notice I'm not wearing glasses anymore. Well, that's because I went from a 2.5 prescription to why bother? So I'm now able to read without glasses. And that has been a huge improvement. So thank you, thank you, thank you. The last thing I wanted to say, and this is super important, our work in EMF, digital hygiene is really important. And right now I'm getting the afternoon sun. So I'm getting the sun in my eyes, which is very helpful. That's why I'm not wearing glasses. But our screen time is so important. And sometime love to do one on myopia again, because I just heard that Japan is the #1 country in the world for myopia, which is actually a change of the size, the shape of the eyeball directly related to blue light.
Mm-hmm.
So that also has an effect on glaucoma. I don't know what the glaucoma effects are in Japan, but we do a lot of looking at the eye, and I think it's just so important. Your call today, guys, was amazing. Thank you for letting me add a little bit in there. And thank you, Dr. Prasad, for getting me out of glasses. I'm so excited about it. Have a happy birthday, and I will probably lose this call here in just a second. Be well. Love you all on the call. Thank you.
Okay. Dr. Court, thank you very much for what you added to this discussion. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
That's amazing, Dr. Prasad. The Omega, just like you said, is beneficial.
Yeah.
So, Karen Jenkins, where's Karen Jenkins? Are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay. I understand what the lady was saying about the stroke in the eye.
That
I
was it.
had my first, yeah, I had my first stroke in 2018, and it shut my right eye down completely, and it was drawing my head to from the right side to the left side. However, I was given different medications, the blood thinner, everything you could name. Then I had my second stroke. It did not shut my eye down that time, but however, after my third stroke, my friend Peggy Williams and spiritual sister Peggy, she introduced me to Microdaily. And then we did not have the eye boost at that time. However, I was taking the EMF and the collagen and several other things. But I do understand they never told me that I had a stroke in my eye. But from what she's saying and how it happened to the lady she was talking with, it was only the stroke that shut my right eye down.
Wow.
But however, since I've been on the EMF and the products, I am not having any problems with that eye at all.
Wow. That's pretty amazing. Thank you very much, Karen, for
You're
sharing.
welcome.
That's beautiful. We got one more here, Janet Bryant.
Hello, how is everyone, and Happy New Year?
Welcome. Thank you for sharing your story.
Sure, I'm glad to do so. I started with Engage Global from a dear friend of mine who is online, Cheryl Johnson. I was diagnosed with sarcoidosis at the young age of 62. Cheryl shared this with me almost 2 years ago, this coming 15th of January. She said, Janet, there's a lady on here that has sarcoidosis like you. You got to get on the Zoom. And I did. Oh my goodness, it was the beginning of a new life for me. I'm not going to go into details. I'm going to strictly talk about the eye since that's what we're talking about. February the 1st of last year, I was diagnosed with both cataracts and glaucoma. On my optometrist told me you need to find your own ophthalmologist because with glaucoma you can go blind. I said, I understand. I have a cousin that's already blind from that. So she gave me the referral. I went ahead. She said, you'll need to find your own ophthalmologist. And I did. The ophthalmologist here was so good until the earliest appointment I got was July 31st. At the time, I was taking the eye boost. I said, I'm going to really try this out. I'm going to take more dosage than what was listed on the bottle. When I got a chance to meet with the ophthalmologist on July 31st, he examined my eyes very thoroughly. He says, yes, you really do have cataracts, and I can get them removed from you in, I think he said 15 minutes because they had just began. And I said, okay. I said, well, what about the glaucoma? He said, you don't have it. I said, oh, now I'm very excitable. I'm one that expresses my excitement. So I sat there calmly in the chair as an adult should be, because I'm now 70, I think I was 75 or 76. But anyway, the idea is that when he mentioned it, I said, well, can you repeat that again for me? He said, sure. You just have beautiful big eyes with cataracts, no glaucoma. I said, thank you, doctor. And as I sat there and he finished his exam, I was so excited. I said, can't wait till I get home and tell my daughter. Can't wait to let my friend Cheryl know what she's doing with my body. I said, I can't wait to let Dr. Prasad know how grateful I am of his formulas. So that's my story. I have no glaucoma. And just a little hint, as of December of this past year, I was tested to see whether or not the sarcoidosis had spread to my brain. They says, no, you don't have it. I'd already checked with my chest, which is where it started, my lungs. No, I don't have it. I'm free from sarcoidosis, all because of these magnificent micronutrients that I'm now sharing with the world.
My goodness, Janet. Thank you very much, Janet, for sharing your story. That is absolutely
That's
amazing.
amazing.
It's exciting for us to hear this. Dr. Prasad, can you how does this affect you, my friend? I mean, sir, please tell us.
I'm so excited to hear that I will live one more year longer.
Just when we thought the stories couldn't get any better, her doctor said to her, "You no longer have glaucoma. I can take cataracts off."
At the beginning stage.
That's amazing, Dr. Prasad.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely
amazing.
amazing. So, okay. One more here. Bob Evans, you got, can you give us a real quick here, 30 to 60 second?
Okay, yes. Well, glaucoma, you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Yes, yeah, well, that's another thing. I was troubled. I haven't been having problems with glaucoma for years now, actually. And the doctor is always telling me to watch it. And in recent time, well, 6 months ago, last time I went back to the doctor. I mean, of course, before that, she had said it was, I think, at 17 or something like that. It went up that high, the pressure in my eye. But now, after using the products, the eye boost, and along with the micro daily, and the other supplements, omegas and all that, it went down to 8. That was what she told me the last time. And that was 6 months ago. I don't know what I'll be hearing from her when I go back. But the fact is that was a dramatic change, because, it had been really on high for the pressure in my eye has been high for a long, long time. And just in a few months, it went down. The other thing is that what is happening now with my eyes, I notice I can detect more light. I'm reacting to brighter light now. Before, it's like sometimes the light might be on, I am not aware of it. Now I'm going into the bathroom, I have to turn the light on, right? Before, it didn't matter. But now, I can actually detect more light, and of course see the shapes of things around me. Not that I see anything as clearly. I can't read yet, but I'm hoping to get there at least sometime. But gradually, I can see the changes, and I know the eye boost has a lot to do with that, along with the other micronutrients.
Thank you.
My goodness. Thank you so much, Bob. So just so that you know, Dr. Prasad, Bob Evans has been clinically blind for quite some time. And now he's detecting light. And now he wants the light on in the bathroom when he goes in there, because he knows when it's not on. So,
Wow.
and the pressure in his eyes, he said, went down. So, Dr. Prasad, you're changing people's lives.
I can't
Jonathan, if Dr. Prasad could address people who are on the drops right now. We have a question in the chat where this person is on three sets of drops, eye drops, Dr. Prasad, and wanting to know if they should come off that and just go on the eye boost. I know you've told us how these products help the medicines that we are using work better. You want to talk a little bit about that before we get ready to leave to address that?
Yeah, until your doctor says you don't need it, you should continue to do that, because it will not hurt you. If anything, it will help you further. And so, but if doctor sees it that you are doing very well, do you need any? You don't need it, then this is okay. But otherwise, until doctor advises you, continue to do that.
Very good. So the doctor will start to reduce the amount as needed.
Yeah.
Okay.
May I ask a question?
Thank you, Dr. PK. Your name, please, sir.
I'm Lionel Rippey in North Carolina. I hear you guys talk about people with strokes and all that, but I remember a while back you guys talked about macular degeneration,
Mm-hmm.
and I've had it since I was 17. I'm in my 72nd year now.
Mm-hmm.
I've had the beginning stages of cataracts, but it's never, in 2 years, it haven't progressed any. So I imagine the eye boost is helping with that. But I was diagnosed with a rare form called Stargardt's. Are you guys familiar with that?
No.
What did you pronounce it again, please?
It's called Stargardt's. It
Stargardt.
normally, yes, it normally it's a rare form of macular degeneration. It normally happens to white males 55 or older. I've met only 5 other people with it.
Never heard of it. Dr. Prasad, you ever heard of that?
No, but looks like since it is from the early days, it looks like it is genetic component because macular degenerations type of eye damage occurs in older people, or those who are diabetic and become resistant to our treatment, then they develop all this kind of eye issue.
So I should always just double up on eye boost?
Yes, I wish it would be very important.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your question and for your comment. Yeah, just checked it. It says it's a form of juvenile macular degeneration. Affects the central part of the retina, responsible for sharp central vision. Excessive
I wish will be
yellow
very useful.
substance.
Yeah.
And that's what you see detail with.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So thank you for
One other
sharing.
thing, Jonathan, in the chat, someone is asking if you can take the micro daily EMF with Eliquis. And Dr. Prasad, you want to address the use of our product with any medication and food if you're eating food?
Yeah, I think micro daily doesn't have anything that will interfere with the Eliquis. They complain that vitamin E is not high enough dose that it can interfere, but I don't think so. I have people who are on a blood thinner, and with any of the product that we have, I don't think we will see any adverse interaction with the Eliquis.
Very good. Very good. Dolores Levet has a comment.
Well, I just wanted to say my husband is on the blood thinner, and he's taken the microdel, has been taking it for years. So it's, he didn't have any problem. Matter of fact, seemed like it helped everything to work better. So there's no problem with him taking the Eliquis.
Yes.
Okay.
And
So,
thank you, Dr. Prasad and Jonathan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dolores, for your comment. Horace O'Donnell, another one of our co-hosts.
Yeah, I take the Eliquis and the Entresto, both with and it has no effect. What I do, I take them hours apart. I don't take them together. If you take them together, you may have a problem, but we don't take the micro daily and the Entresto together. What I do, I'll take my medicine first, an hour later or an hour and a half, then I take the micro daily products, and I have not had any problems whatsoever.
No.
Very good. There we go. So,
Jonathan, my saying is practice on yourself. Use the product and see how it works for you. And if it's not working that way, try it another way. That's what you do when you go to the doctors. They practice on you, practice on yourself with your own product because they are not toxic at all. We don't have any toxicity. So I love the fact that they are healthy.
that's exactly right. I'm full agreement with you there. And I do believe in taking extra. So Dr. Prasad, is it potentially beneficial if I double up on my eye boost?
Eye boost, yeah, I can do if somebody has real problem. That is non-toxic. You can do double one without any problem if you want to.
Okay, so there it is. And I think someone was raising that question in the chat as well.
Instead of one, you can take 2 capsules a day. That's all right.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So, Dr. Prasad, what any final comments that you have for us on the benefits of your formulas when it comes to vision health?
Yeah, vision health, because vision health, again, for example, if somebody mentioning cataract, people who are live in a sun area where the sun is all the time, they have very high incidence of cataract, because anytime you are exposed to free radicals, for example, ionizing radiation in one of them, and that if you are exposed to and background radiation, you get exposed to all the time. So, but again, it is an older man disease. It is slowly accumulate oxidative damage in your eye, and then your eyes can't protect anymore, then develop cataract. And so you want to prevent it, then you have to take early. But once you develop it, the surgery is so simple. In my early days, when I was in 55 or so, then I had a cataract. I got surgery, and then at that time I was not taking too much vitamin or anything. So, but cataract, if you already develop cataract, it is better to have it surgically removed and take it so it never happen again, and there won't be any complication at all.
Very good. Very good. Thank you very much for sharing that. So there you have it, folks.
John, can I say something about the demacular?
Mm-hmm.
This is Andrea Harkless. I went to my ophthalmologist like 4 months ago. I had gone through radiation, and the next time they did a PET scan, they said I had the beginning stage of demacular. But after the radiation, I saw my vision change. And when I went to my ophthalmologist in November, he told me, I asked him about demacular. He said, I don't see any demacular. He said, but I see 3 cataract bubbles with nothing in it. So I think the micro daily helped me.
Yeah.
We're going to encourage you to make sure that you stay on that micro daily and take the eye boost along with it. And thank you very much for sharing those final comments with us. That's wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
And listen, folks, Dr. Prasad agrees with this. Do more for yourself. Do for yourself. Don't expect micro daily eye boost or anything to do for you what you can do for yourself. Get up and move. Change your relationship with your couch. Get moving. And do not tell me or anybody else that, well, my leg hurts or my this hurt or my that hurt. I got a bad back. I got herniated disc. I got bulging disc. I got damage to my left leg, and I got a problem with my right toe. I walk. Get moving. Get moving. Get moving. Try to get yourself in 7,000 steps every single day. You have no idea the impact that it will have on your health overall, and it will make even Dr. Prasad's formulas work even better. And
that's very true.
Yeah, there we go. Exercise is the key. So listen, folks, next week.
Good diet. Yeah.
And good diet. Good diet. So next week now, come back. And Jeff's going to be spearheading the call. Every single testimony that you did not get to give today, you'll be able to share it next week. And Dr. Prasad, as you can see, he gets energized when he hears a testimonial. So please come back and share the rest of your stories next week. Dr. Prasad, thank you very much again, sir, for joining us. We can't say it enough how much we appreciate your being with us. You folks have a good day. Everybody wants to unmute. Go ahead and unmute yourselves now. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Have a good evening.
All right. Thank you so much.
Many more. Much love to everybody. This call was spectacular. Thank you. Thank you so very much.
I hope it was recorded. Oh,
it's the world should know. The world got to know about this. It's got to be on YouTube, TV. Spectacular.
It was recorded, I hope.
YouTube.com/Jonathan Jones.
Jonathan Jones, okay.
Oh, that's it. YouTube.com.